We're the easy ones.
Great.
We're going to pitch only softballs. All right. Here's your
I
first.
feel like that's a setup.
Here's your first softball. Who dresses Paige?
Our costume designer, Mo, is such a talented person, and my fittings are longer than anyone else's are. There's more racks of clothes for me than anyone else. And we laugh the entire fitting. Like it's just so funny because it's so not me, but it's really fun, and it helps me a lot to be who she is because of the clothes I'm in, and so it's been really fun to get to do.
Do you ever look at it and you're like, I'm not wearing that scrunchie. That is not. It's crazy.
Yeah, we don't have a ton of lines. We clearly don't draw a ton of lines for Paige, so it's an anything goes kind of a deal.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, every time I look at her, I'm like, because she reminds me a little bit of Sue Heck from The Middle.
Oh my gosh,
kind of that iconoclastic. I don't care what anyone else thinks about what I'm wearing, kind of thing.
To me, she's like Jessica Day from New Girl and Cher from Clueless Had a Baby. And like those are her two style icons.
Larissa.
So I'm from Brazil. Actually, I'm representing other from Brazil. And the show has been doing great. And we saw a panel. I was just telling him we saw a panel on Paley passed in LA.
Okay.
And we wrote about the show for the first time after that, and we got like the most emotional feedback from a lot of families that like have people that are in the spectrum. And I wanted to know from you guys what was like the most emotional feedback you've had. Like, what was the thing that touched you the most from people that like watch the show, from families and people that have around them?
For me, I know that one of our cast members who plays one of the kids with autism in the Sam's support group in season 2, his mom came up to me at one of our screenings and just said, I just want you to know that like your character in this show has made me think like maybe he'll have a girlfriend that cares a lot about him someday. And like there's nothing more rewarding, like, or nothing that makes you feel less deserving than like something like that really means something to people.
Yeah, it's so special too. Season 2, we've had a lot of actors on the spectrum, and seeing how much they love being on set and like they're pursuing acting and they love it, and they don't get these chances on a regular basis because there are so little shows that will have actors on the spectrum. So it's like it's so beautiful to see like how happy they are to be on set and how excited they are, and that's been really rewarding. It's like
do you think that has an impact on like your like acting? Do you get like more like excited to like
I feel like everyone on the show, it's a labor of love, like 1,000%. Like, yeah. And I think it's because of that. It's just
the energy must be great.
Yeah, and I mean it's not just the actors too. Like we have like our props department has a kid with autism, and so I mean like so many people behind the scenes have such a heart for the show, and I think it makes a difference when you watch it. Like that's what you're seeing. So yeah.
I have 3 special needs kids.
Okay.
2 of them are on the autism spectrum.
Okay.
So I watch your show, and you guys really nail a lot of it, I would say. It's a spectrum, so I have kids on, I would say, different sides. But my son skews a lot like Sam. And so I was kind of wondering, do you have any experience or anybody in your life that you kind of draw from that kind of drives the performance? It's like basically like this is how I would want my character to treat that person, or something like that.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, we kind of just talked about this, but for me it was like I very much was learning along with Paige because I had 1, no prep time, and 2, she doesn't know anything about autism when she encounters Sam, and she's learning and trying to figure it out and like what that looks like. She takes him very much
as he is.
Oh, very much so, but she still makes a ton of mistakes and a lot of assumptions that she shouldn't. But like, I do that, like I would do that if somebody was different than me. Like, I will make assumptions. Like, we do that as people, and so
she doesn't judge though, which is
right.
Kind of what makes her like the superhero of the show.
Well, that's super sweet, but it's been fun to be on that journey with her of just like learning, making some mistakes, like making some assumptions that aren't true, and then like being able to kind of correct that and learn. Like I've just been able to learn with her. So.
and your character is supposed to be the specialist, right?
Yes, I mean, yeah, before I got this show, I didn't really have any real life experience with anybody close to me that was on the spectrum. So I read a lot of books and watched a lot of documentaries, and it was helpful, but I think I've learned more being on this show for the last 3 years than I could have reading any book or any watching any movie. So it's like now we're just, what we draw from is how, like, when we meet people like you or like fans that have kids on the spectrum, when they reach out to us and like tell us how much the show means to them, like that's kind of what draws, like, what really fuels us day to day now.
Quick questions. What would your characters watch on TV if they had time? I know your character's probably iffy on TV, but let's just see.
I think that, like, I'll say it again, like, I think Jess from New Girl is like her hero. Like, I really think that she loves her.
I don't know what you would watch.
Probably reality TV.
I was just gonna say, like, something to escape. You know what I mean? Like a Good Housewife, or like Keeping Up with the Kardashians or something. Just like escape from her like kind of chaotic life.
That's cool. I wanted to ask, this is a very nerdy question, and they're giving me the wrap it up sign, but you were on the Guild, which is sort of I think a lot of ways a front runner of the democratization of content. You know what I mean? And this festival is a lot like celebrating that democratization. Is it kind of cool to see, like, you kind of had children in a way that
I had children
in a way metaphorically.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I was a part of that family that kind of started that. Totally. It is very weird to see it all evolve, and when we were making web series, it's very different now. Even on YouTube, like YouTube Red is like so fancy now, and like it's completely different. So there is definitely, I looked back and it's like, well, there were simpler times, but it's cool. Yeah, I mean.